Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I have another crazy current event story for you guys, and in today's video I wanted to cover how Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War will have the new Onslaught mode exclusive for PlayStation for 12 months, and it will be available on the Xbox and PC on November 1st, 2021. So basically almost a full year that PS4 and PS5 will have an exclusive on this mode. Now, what is Onslaught? Onslaught is this mode that was in a trailer, which I'll have up a little bit on the screen here. I just hope I don't get a copyright claim for this. But basically, from what I've seen, this is a mode where you can play it on any multiplayer map, and it's only 2 players, and you can spawn zombies on any map. And what happens is there's this orb that you have to stay in, and the orb keeps moving, and you have to stay in that orb. And the zombies just keep swarming you, different waves, different boss zombies, and apparently you can also create your own class. Now, this is Cold War's version of survival, because there was survival mode in Modern Warfare, and that was pretty much on most multiplayer maps where you could survive waves and waves and waves of enemies. So Cold War wanted to do their own similar thing, but they did it with zombies. Now, this is different than in the specific zombie maps. There will be maps that are dedicated just to zombies. That is for everyone. Everyone will have that at launch, Xbox, PC, and PS4. But this mode specifically on multiplayer maps, this is 2-player zombie mode, this will be exclusive to the PlayStation for almost a full year. Now, the purpose of me making this video is I want to talk about basically how stupid and ridiculous exclusives are, because I'm going to say this is not fair to the Xbox players. This is not fair to the PC players. Everyone is paying $60 for this game, or better yet, people are even paying $70 with the next-gen consoles, which now games are going to be $10 more. So everybody's paying $60, $70, and you have groups of players on the Xbox and PC that are going to miss out on this mode for a year. So they're basically going to be paying for an incomplete game. They're going to be paying the same amount as PlayStation players and not having a complete game. And guess what? If you've never seen my channel before, this is coming from a PlayStation player. I have a gaming PC, but I don't play much on the PC, and I don't have an Xbox. I play mostly on PlayStation because most of my friends are on PlayStation. I'm a PlayStation guy. I got nothing against the Xbox. I got nothing against PC gamers. But me personally, I just prefer the PlayStation. I just like the brand. But the point that I'm making here is that I'm a PlayStation player. I'm going to be able to play this for a whole year, and yet I'm talking about how this is not fair to people on the Xbox and not fair to people on the PC. Timed exclusives are ridiculous, and they're stupid. No matter what game they are, no matter who gets it, whether it's Xbox, whether it's PlayStation, or whether some PC game has some exclusive. It's ridiculous. Now, there's a difference between exclusive games. Now, exclusive games, they sign specific contracts and deals with Sony and Microsoft in order to publish that game on that platform, or some studios will also choose just to make PC games. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about specifically where everybody is supposed to get the same game, but then there's parts of the game that are timed exclusive to one console. And what I find ridiculous and what I find absurd and stupid is when I see comments, and I've been looking at a lot of comments, and a lot of comments on Twitter of people saying specifically, that's it, canceling my pre-order to Cold War, and I don't blame those people. And I remember last year on Modern Warfare, this exact same thing happened with survival mode, where there was a ton of people that were saying that they were canceling their pre-orders, and I completely understand where they're coming from. Now, we don't know exactly how much money Sony paid Treyarch and Activision, but it must have been a very good sum in order for them to have this exclusive mode on just PlayStation. And I remember last year when Infinity Ward and Activision, they released a statement on this specific issue when survival mode was exclusive in Modern Warfare, and they said it's only one small part of the game. That's what they were saying. Oh, it's only one small part of the game. It's an entire game mode. An entire game mode that is pretty popular, that you are locking behind a wall and giving to just one console, PlayStation in this case. And I'm going to clear this up right now. Timed exclusives do not make a console better. They don't. I'm so sick of people thinking that timed exclusives make a console better, because I see a bunch of comments of people saying I'm canceling my pre-order, but then I see a bunch of other comments of just people laughing in the faces of Xbox players, laughing in the faces of PC players, saying, "Oh, ha ha ha, we get this new mode for a year and you don't." What are you trying to accomplish with that? That's just stupid. having this mode exclusive on PlayStation for a year doesn't prove that PlayStation is the best out of all of them. And I'm a PlayStation player. Do you know what a timed exclusive proves? The only thing a timed exclusive proves is it proves which company paid the other company off the most. So in this case, it just proves that Sony paid a ton of money to Treyarch and Activision in order to have this exclusive. That's all it proves. Nothing else. And I would also like to remind the players that are mocking players on the Xbox for this, there have been plenty of times where PlayStation has not gotten exclusives and Microsoft has. Now, in recent years, PlayStation has been getting most of the timed exclusives in games because Sony, they've been selling more PlayStations than they have in the past, and they've surpassed Microsoft and Xbox sales. And because of that, they're starting to pay for a lot of these exclusives and starting to pay off a lot of these developers. But I remember when Microsoft was doing this exact same thing. And this is the problem. When people complain, they complain when their console doesn't get an exclusive. And I can completely understand, don't get me wrong on this. But when their console gets an exclusive, and the other console doesn't get an exclusive, they're perfectly fine with that. They're like, oh, it's not me. I don't play on the Xbox, so I don't care. I've seen that attitude so many times. But then when it's their console getting screwed over, that's when they start complaining. Everybody should be against these timed exclusives, no matter what console or PC you play on. Everybody should be against this type of stuff. And I would like to remind people that Microsoft is just as guilty of doing these exclusives. And do you know what exclusive I'll never forget Microsoft doing? It was exactly, how long was this exactly? 12 years ago. 12 years ago in 2008, when GTA 4 was coming out, more like 12 and a half years ago now, Microsoft had paid off Rockstar, who was developing Grand Theft Auto 4. They paid them a ton of money so that PlayStation and PC would miss out on episodes from Liberty City. Episodes from Liberty City wasn't just a small DLC. It wasn't just a game mode. This was a massive DLC. It was a massive expansion. 2 huge story expansions. You had The Lost and Damned and The Ballad of Gay Tony. You had 2 large expansions in that. 2 new characters, so many new vehicles, 2 new stories, so many missions, so many new guns, so much content in that, and they even had new multiplayer modes with each expansion. So that was a massive DLC. And because of that, PlayStation had missed out on that for over a year. Microsoft got really screwed over by that deal because what Microsoft was expecting is they were expecting that a ton of PlayStation players were just going to basically give up on PlayStation and just buy an Xbox to buy the DLC. While some people might have done that, they definitely didn't get the return on their investment. Rockstar made a ton of money from that deal, but at the expense of screwing over a ton of PlayStation and PC players. I might have a video talking about that specific exclusive one day, but this is the point that I'm making, is that everybody does this. To pretend that it's just Sony or to pretend that it's just Microsoft, both companies are guilty of this. Both companies are guilty of paying off other companies for timed exclusives. So the point that I'm making is, in this video, and I'm sorry for my rant here, that these timed exclusives are just stupid. And all gamers should unite against this and speak out against this and just say, this is stupid. It's not fair, and if you're playing on one system and the other system doesn't get that exclusive, you should also be annoyed about that. You should say, this isn't fair, because crossplay is becoming a thing of the future. More and more games are going to have crossplay. You know, crossplay is on the new Call of Duty games, and it's going to spread into more games with the next-gen consoles. And with these timed exclusives, not everybody's going to be able to play together. So I'm going to be able to play Cold War with my friends, and guess what? When I invite my friends, I'm not going to be able to play Onslaught mode with certain friends because they're on Xbox and they're on PC. And by the time that this is finally available, recently Survival was finally made available for both the Xbox and PC, the new Call of Duty is going to come out. Every fall, a new Call of Duty comes out. It always comes out late October or November. And by that time, the new Modern Warfare game is going to come out, which Infinity Ward is working on Modern Warfare 2 2021. And a lot of people are going to forget about Cold War at that point, and they're just going to go on to the next game. So, you know, what is the point of locking this for a year? Because people are just going to play the next game. It's not fair, but let me know what you guys think of this. I think that it's just ridiculous. I think these timed exclusives are just stupid, and I think they really should end. But let me know what you guys think down below. If you guys enjoyed my video, drop a like. And if you're new to my channel, join my comment, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.